All right, Riff and I are back. We are here checking out more SNES underrated gems. If you guys do enjoy this, make sure you guys hit the thumbs up button. Of course, subscribe and go check out Pixel Game Squad over on YouTube. Phenomenal channel of great retro hunting. You're going to learn a lot while you're there, and just overall great people. Great guy, great
Appreciate
dude,
it.
great friends. So, okay, so as we look through underrated SNES gems and just gems as a whole on the channel, I'm going to let you start this time. And,
oh boy.
And you tell me all about this, because this is a game I've never played before. And I got to be honest, I never even would have thought of playing. And when you told me about this game, I was like, what? So do tell me more about Jetsons.
All right. I am right there with you. And the reason I'm going to justify this, the reason I'm right there with you is you are right. Who the heck played the Jetsons? Nobody did. Honestly, I've never met anybody that said they like the Jetsons. Do I have any nostalgia for this game? Never, ever played it in my life until a couple years ago.
Okay.
It was one of those weekends where I go game hunting like I do, picked it up, was like, no idea what to expect. It's the Jetsons. It's going to be another cash grab. It's a big name. I put it in, and one of our first episodes we did talking about this stuff together, Craig, I talked about how much I loved Sparkster because of its unique gameplay. You know, you use propelling yourself forward to get in different areas and move. This game is completely involved. Everything you do, as you can see now, everything you do, you use your sucker, your vacuum. I don't know what the Luigi's Mansion,
right?
What it's like a poltergust to get around. You use this not only to get everything, every item in the game, but as you get later, you're going to use it to traverse. You're going to see them going up on the walls. You're going to hold up and scoot yourself across different levels. It was one of those games where as soon as I put it in, it was right away. This is the first level, mind you.
Yeah, this is pretty cool.
It threw you in and let you know right away, hey, this isn't a cash grab. This is a game with heart into it. Not only do you have, this is more of like the standard classic style Super Nintendo, good graphics, good 16-bit color. But with the mechanics, to me, it automatically, I don't even know who made this. This is developed by Sting Entertainment.
Give it up for Sting Entertainment, everybody.
I know, but it to me, see like this. Oh, there you go. A little bit of the Super Mario World boss fight ripoff right there.
Right.
But it just told me that that there's more passion into this game than just what you would expect. You know, anytime you see gears and rotating stuff on a screen too, you know, some people, you got to put a little more effort to get the games like that as well. So for me, playing it as an adult, it says a lot because all of us as retro gamers, Craig, how many times have we been guilty of going, hey, that game was fun? And it's like, was it? Or is it our nostalgia telling it was fun?
Right. I think what you said is really telling, you know, just the idea that you don't have any nostalgia for this game. And then you played it and you go, holy crap, this is pretty good. And it looks really fun. It really does. And this is one of those games that I think would have been hurt by seeing just a single screenshot of it, like in an EGM or a Nintendo Power or whatever.
Yes.
But seeing the gameplay of it now, you go, whoa, that's pretty cool. The idea of sucking the bad guys towards you and moving around, traversing through these pipes, kind of Sonic-y, you know.
On the running, he has a little bit of a Sonic flow. And I think that's what a lot of like platformers, you know, whether they succeeded or not on in the days of gaming and when they came out, a lot of platformers, in my opinion, the ones that failed to me as to being a good game that I personally enjoyed was the laziness of developers saying, hey, we got another platformer, run and jump, and that's it. And we move forward. When game companies are doing stuff like this, to me, it just speaks to, okay, there was love. Like I love stuff like this too, you know, light animation, different styles of animation, the swinging, swiveling underneath the character. To me, it just brings so much joy. I probably got like maybe 4 levels in on this game. And it's one of those games, not going to lie, where it was one of those nights where I had so much to do and I was supposed to be editing and working. And I was like, you know, I want to keep playing the freaking Jetsons. And it blew. Funny, you know, you like it when you take pictures of yourself playing it and you send it to your buddies and go, dude, Jetsons is fun. This was a good game. You know,
that's great. I mean, like I said, from a visual standpoint, it looks pretty copy, pretty copy and paste. It doesn't look spectacular, but
that looks good though.
Yeah, but I'll tell you that just the sheer gameplay elements of this look really, really cool. I mean, it almost in a weird way, kind of Bionic Commando-y, you know, and that you're grabbing onto things.
I never thought about that.
Yeah,
I never thought about that. I could see that with a little Bionic Commando aspect because basically, I use your arm to get everywhere. I don't know if you could You couldn't suck onto walls in a Commander.
No, you couldn't. But I don't know. That was kind of my first thought, just seeing him kind of grab onto things.
Yeah.
But
so this is going to be one of those ones, again, a great, fun game. Is it going to be the one that blows your mind for the rest of your life? No, but again, next time you go to put in a Super Nintendo and you want to play the same old platformer that you played 1,000 times, throw in the Jetsons instead, give it a chance. You'll definitely have a good time. At the end of the day, worst case, you're going to have a good time smiling because you got the big, vibrant Super Nintendo colors going on. So when we came up with this list, this isn't me saying anything in particular. When we came up with this list and you're like, dude, underrated Super Nintendo games. I have to be honest, this is the first one that came to my head.
Wow.
Not because it's the best one in the bunch, but I think to me it was just the biggest surprise because, the other ones we've talked about, you've heard Out of This World, you've heard Sparkster, you've heard rumblings. You might not have thought it was good, but you've heard rumblings. But I don't think I've ever heard anybody ever be like, dude, you got to check out Jetsons. So I was like, I have to talk about it. Nobody ever talks about it.
When you put that on the list, I legitimately was like, this guy's a freaking idiot.
That's correct. But yeah.
I'm going to go the complete 180 degrees opposite. I'm going to go with a sports game for the first time on our list. And when people say underrated gyms, this was a time when sports games for me were king, the arcade sports game, not the simulation style, combining the kid and Nintendo. It's Ken Griffey Jr. Baseball. This intro right here is everything you need to know. We're taking pictures. Ken Griffey Jr. is about to hit a dinger. Let's go.
Oh my gosh, bro. I absolutely, when you told me this was going to be your picks, I was like, you're like, hey, I'm going sports. And I was like, oh God, one of those guys, huh? And then I found out it was Ken Griffey. And I was like, I freaking love Ken Griffey, dude.
Listen, they made 2 games of Ken Griffey on the Super Nintendo. They made this, and I think it's Winning Run was the sequel.
Winning Run.
This game destroys Winning Run, like in leaps and bounds. It's so fast and so quick. When we get into the gameplay here, watch how fast this gameplay moves. It's exactly what you want. You play an entire 9 innings in like 12 minutes, and it's so quick. My story here for this game was my buddy who lived a few houses down. Mike Savinsky was his name. Me and Mike was my buddy who lived down the street. He played an entire 164 game season with the Atlanta Braves at the time. The Braves were like the team. They had the 5 aces with Glavine and Smoltz and all that, and all these guys you probably have never heard of. But he played an entire 160 something game season of this thing, played through the entire game, got to the World Series and lost. And it was awesome. I remember feeling so bad for Mike Savinsky on that. So, but being able to play through the entire thing was amazing. You also don't, the big thing now is like the player's license, right? The only player license in this game is Ken Griffey Jr. They have the teams and Ken Griffey Jr. and everybody else.
I didn't even realize that.
Yeah. And why would you but just look at how fast this is moving. It's so quick. It's like pitch happens. There's no throwback. And I think that's a big, I guess for a guy like me who's not a sports guy, I think this is probably, I didn't even probably realize as a kid why I tend to like the Ken Griffey games, because they moved, they kept going. And me, again, not being a sports guy, I don't have time to hear, oh, do you want to switch this, do this, and this I don't even know the rules. I'm like, let me just swing my bat and see if I can hit a freaking home run like Ken Griffey. That's like what you wanted as a kid. Let's get to it. I have the same type of thing as you with the kid. Same thing. Memories with my cousin. His name was Chris Brown, not the other Chris Brown, but no. He was a huge baseball guy. I hated baseball, and he kept running this game. He's like, please play me Ken Griffey. I promise you'll like it. And it was one of those nights where I'm like, all right, dude, I'll go in a round with you, probably noon. And it's one of those things where you pick up the controller and you start playing and you look up and go, it's 1 a.m. How did we get here? And I just remember being like, dude, I'm sold on Ken Griffey. And to this day, when I find Ken Griffey stuff at the swap meet, take a picture and send it to him, and I go, it's time for Ken Griffey baseball, baby. And he's, it's like our little thing now. So 100%. This is just a beautiful little example of simplicity in video games.
Blowing a bubble. I didn't see that.
Yes, yeah. You can blow the batter will blow bubbles. If they strike out, they'll break the bat over their knee. It's so simple and so fun and just done so well, and it moves so fast. Oh, we got bases loaded here.
I have a question for you. You are a sports guy, correct?
Yeah, I like sports games. I like sports as a whole.
Sports.
Yeah, I
Okay,
love.
so you like sports as a whole. So my question to you as a guy who likes sports and a guy who likes video games, do you think that as a gamer, put yourself in the gamer casket, is it a disservice to you with how intensely realistic all the video games have gotten in the sports world? Are you always going to be like, dude, this was the way to go with games, and kind of where it felt like a video game still without just being like a simulation?
I despise simulation sports games with a passion. I understand some people love them. Your NBA 2K and your Madden and all that stuff. The problem I have with those games compared to this, I want to feel like I can do superhuman things when I play a video game.
Yes.
Look at how big
100%.
and strong these characters, they're just like, and beefy, and they're hitting dingers. So go back to what you said. You don't like sports, but you still played King Griffey Jr. baseball.
Absolutely.
That's
because
it
felt like a video game. And that's what I wanted. I'm a gamer, right? I wasn't looking to go to a baseball game. I'm looking to play a video game. Yeah. And I have played some of the newer ones, and I almost don't know how to tell my friends when they're so excited about it. And again, anybody watching who loves them, that's awesome. But it was so not for me, to the point where they'd put in these, the new baseball. I don't even know what they are, and I'm just like, I hate this. And I don't mean that is any disservice to anybody who likes it, but me as just a gamer, I was like, I need this. I need to feel like I can do completely stupid things, in this that wouldn't be, you're not going to break the bat in every play, and all this excessive bubbles that are as big as your head during the game,
Right. And it's just, I love, there you go.
Yeah, I love voice samples, bro, or life, bro.
Just I mean, come on. Any game that talks to me, I got a giant video game boner for. So anyways, like, if you've ever played King Griffey Jr. Baseball, and one of the best things about this game, by the way, the home run derby. The home run derby is so much fun to play.
Yeah, that's been a while.
Yeah. Wow. Did you know that this game was actually a part of a Super Nintendo competition? It was Power Fest. And this was King Griffey Jr. Power Fest. It was the third round. Like everyone talks about the old school Tetris, Mario Brothers, Rad Racer combo. Yeah, the World Championship. No, this was King Griffey Jr. was the most important game in the Power Fest. It was the third round, and it was built around the home run, hitting home runs in that. And if the more home runs, the more home runs you hit, the higher your score. So it was all about King Griffey Jr. This game had a serious place in video game history. And by the way,
that's awesome.
Look at the paper after you're done. Come on.
That's amazing, by the way. Just about a month ago, I wouldn't bring this up, but it does pertain to what you just said. When I was out at the swap meet, I found original tickets for the Power Fest 94 with the jacket and the hat. I'm not gonna lie, I was gonna keep it until I found someone who curates it for a living, and he wanted it. He needed it for his museum. He's like, you don't. I found the original plane tickets and the receipts that said their name. I'm not gonna say their name. Had their name on it, and it said purchased by Nintendo of America.
Wow.
And I was like, wow, Power Fest 94 tickets for a competitor, someone who competed. So that goes along with it, like you said, for the tournaments back then. But yeah, to be a part of the Power Fest or the Nintendo World Championships, or to be in a real staple of Nintendo as a whole, saying like, hey, you're worthy of being in our challenge of our big event, that's a big applause. I mean, imagine how many games would pine to be in something like that.
I also recognize that in the grand pantheon of things, right? Yes. Like King Griffey Jr. Baseball is recognized as a pretty popular Super Nintendo game, but it's also a sports game that gets tremendously overlooked because people don't like to talk about sports games when it comes to that era. So
absolutely. In the group that I'm in, I've never heard anyone praise it as much as I do. If anything, people are praising the more, the Blitz type games, which are great. But whenever people
NBA
talk
Jam.
about that, I got the same cabinet right next to me. Right next to me.
We should play online sometime. It'll be good.
Oh yeah, that's right. I suck.
Well, listen, this is super fun, and everybody needs to go play King Griffey Jr. Baseball. They need to go check out the Jetsons, and they need to go watch more. They need to go watch more of us talking about classic stuff. So go check out the playlist. Of course, subscribe to my channel, and of course, go subscribe to Pixel Game Squad and go learn more about all the greatest video game stuff you'll ever want to know. And maybe we'll do this again if we get to 7 thumbs up.
I guess I'll go on all 9 of my accounts and give you at least 9.
All right. Sounds good. Guys, thanks so much for watching. We'll see you guys next time.